like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes from the airport, and it's a big airport, international. All of the planes will be able to land, go right into their quarters. So I think it'll work out.
And earlier on your Fed answer, sir, you said that you're looking at maybe 3 candidates or
3 candidates.
Should we interpret that you like Secretary Vest in his current role?
Well, I like him too, but I had him as the 4th. No, I had 4. You know, you were talking about 4. Now I'm talking about 3. He told me I'm not leaving. So he wants to be doing. And if he was leaving, I mean, he would certainly be one of the people I'd want. But I asked him specifically. I could ask him. Right now, would you rather stay where you are as treasurer, or would you rather go to the...
Sir, I'm the only person on the planet who does not want the job.
Okay. He really told me, he said, I love what I'm doing. I wouldn't want to really take him because he is doing a great job.
Are the top 3 still then Mr. Waller?
I am looking at Kevin also, and I'm looking at... I would say you could say those are the top 3. Good job. That's very good.
Mr. Clarify, you're saying you believe Andrew Cuomo would be the best one-on-one candidate against...
Well, I think if I'm only going by the polls. It's not an endorsement or anything. It just seems that he's second. And what you do to win is you take the guy who's second and you hopefully add 1 and 2. But maybe if the one isn't getting out, then he's not getting out. And that's okay. I think the mayor's a very nice person. I helped him. He was got caught up in a scam by the Biden administration, what they did. So I helped him out a little bit, but I would understand why he doesn't do it. I do think this. I think if you have more than one candidate, we've got ourselves a communist mayor in New York. And I don't like communist mayors. I don't like them. Yeah.
You passed the one-way veto bill, sir. 5 months, all these slew of events next year. World Cup, G20, all America 250. Given this, what's your economic outlook for the year 2027? How much growth do you think is reasonable for us to expect economically next year?
Well, I heard, and we were on a very downward path with Biden, and I heard that the most we could do is 1% GDP, and now I'm hearing 3.2% and 3.5% and all. And our big year won't be really next year. I think it'll be the year after, because when these plants start opening up, it takes a period of time to build them. We're going to have tremendous job growth. It's unprecedented. We have unprecedented in history. There's never been anything like it, because we're going to have more than $17 trillion invested. There's never been anything like that. If we did $1 trillion in 1 year, and this is 6 months, 7 months, because we really focused on it over the last 6 months. But we're going to be doing. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this. When this stuff starts opening up, our country's being rebuilt. And by the way, Washington, D.C. is being rebuilt. In addition to the fact that we have a safe city now, and our National Guard was fantastic and worked with the mayor, worked with everybody, we're also doing a refurbishing of Washington. We're going to redo some of the roads, the surfaces. We're going to redo the medians. We're going to take the broken tiles off the tunnels and put brand new tiles up. And we're going to regrass all the parks. They're going to be regrassed by people that build world-class golf courses, and not necessarily people that work for me, because I don't care about that. I just want to. I'm very good at grass. Grass has a life, just like you have a life, right? It has a life. Well, this grass has been up longer than, it's like 4 lives, okay? That's why there's a lot of areas where there's just no grass. But we're going to regrass all of the parks. We're going to, in a year from now, you won't even recognize it. Graffiti's gone, the tents are gone, the medians falling into the roads are gone, the potholes will be gone, the marble's going to be polished and beautiful. It's all going to be beautiful. We're working with Clark Construction, who's, one of the, well, definitely the biggest here, one of the biggest in the country. And they've been great. And we're going to do about a 10-mile radius from the White House, from the Capitol. We're looking sort of at both of them, go right in the middle of both of them and start drawing circles. And everything is going to be spit-shined. When the head of Poland came here last week, and when other leaders came here, a lot of them have been here over the last 8 months. I said, what do you think? And they said that we're a little surprised at the look, the filth on the road. Now it's much better. We've got it much better, but we have to do some construction things. I mean, you have medians that are all broken and rotted and rusty and disgusting. And they're all going to be changed. You're going to have a very different look. You're going to have the look of prosperity. not the look of poverty. But the big thing right now, initially, is we have no crime in Washington. We literally have no crime. They said it's down 87%. It's not down 87. It's down like 100%. We have almost no crime. People are going to restaurants that wouldn't have even thought about it. And I know families that have gone 4, 5, 6 times to restaurants over the last few weeks. And you people are in the same category. I mean, yes?
I agree on that.
Thank you. It's a whole different place, right?
Yes.
That's very nice. And you're so tough usually. I like her now, right? No, because she was truthful. Is that a correct statement, Brian?
Yes, sir, it is.
I heard you were actually mugged. You're a big, strong guy. I heard.
I can't do anything when he hasn't gone.
No, you can't. You know, you say, thank you very much. Right?
Can I follow up on the beautification of these?
Yeah.
Amazing job of crime.
Yeah.
Just out front of the White House is a blue tent that originally was put there to be an anti-nuclear tent for nuclear arms. It's kind of morphed into more of an anti-American at sometimes, anti-Trump at many times.
Where is this blue tent?
Right in front of the White House on the North Lawn on the other side of the Black Gate in Lafayette.
I haven't known this.
All of us in here walk right by it every day. It is an eyesore.
Oh, I didn't know that. Take it down. Take it down today, right now. Nobody told me that. So you're saying there's a blue tent?
It's been there for 30 plus years. It was originally a peace tent, but it's kind of morphed into something.
Yeah, morphed into radical left. Okay.
Well, but I've heard.
Is it in the Ellipse? Where is it?
No, it's in Lafayette Park. It's actually
Lafayette Park. Take it down.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
what's interesting about it is that I've had people tell me it's a public health hazard because people sleep in there, they eat, there's rats, but also it could be a national security risk because people can hide things in there, they can put weapons in there.
We're going to look into it right now.
Yes, sir.
We have removed over 50 tent sites. Not 50 tents, hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000. I think it's over 1,000 tents, but 50 sites. So I'm a little surprised to hear that, but we're going to look into it right now. Lafayette.
On the National Guard,
Yes.
The DC mayor has, of course, gotten on board with your cleanup of DC, but the DC Attorney General has said that he plans to, that he's suing you for your federalization of the police. What's your response?
Can you imagine we have an Attorney General who's not related at all to the mayor, by the way? You know, it's a totally separate department. We've got so many separate departments. You have the district attorney has nothing to do with the mayor. The whole thing is crazy. But how about this? We just set a record on low crime in Washington, D.C., and we have a man suing us to let us go back to high crime. We're going to have to be here for a little while to make this really work long term after we're gone. And so we're going to meet that head on, and I suspect we'll be very successful. And I can always declare a national emergency because this was a national emergency. But right now we have the safest city. We have now one of the safe cities in the country. We had almost the worst. I mean, a city that was as bad as some of the horror shows that you've heard about for years. And we're going to fix some of those horror shows, too. Okay?
That's a Google ruling today that you posted on Truth Social about, the Europeans buying Google.
So Google is a great company. Yeah, Google is a great company, American company. Apple is a great American company, and so many others. And the European Union, I don't know why they do it, but they have been finding them numbers that have been astronomical. More so before I got here. But Apple paid $17 billion a fine in the last year. Apple, $17 billion. On a case that a lot of people think they weren't guilty of. And no, I'm going to be speaking to the European Union, but it's not fair. Google just got fined $3.5 billion, and they've already paid $13 billion. They're up to $16.5 billion. And people say there was nothing wrong with what they did. It's almost a source of income to run Europe. It's become a source of income. And many other companies, too. Mostly tech companies, but we can't let that happen.
What are you seeking from the Europeans and by when?
No, I can just say you can't do that. I mean, you know, they respect us now. They didn't respect us a year ago. European Union respects us. Look, they're paying us $950 billion, right? You got to respect us. They were very disrespectful of our country. I have great respect for Ursula. I've gotten to know her very well. And I just don't think it's fair that they're taxing. And really, it's almost become like a tax. It's become so regular. And I've gone to lawyers and I've asked them, what do you think? They said they didn't do anything wrong. We can't do that. It's not fair. And it's interesting. I don't hear that about China, and I don't hear that about other places. I hear it about the European Union. We were talking about it last night. I think we had a gathering. That was the highest IQ group of people I think any room has ever had last night, you know? It was about as high as you can have. All the tech geniuses were there. They love their computers. They would tell me more about chips that I want to know.
Did this come up last night?
Yeah, it did. It did come up. A couple of companies said that they were taxed by the European Union. It's interesting. They weren't complaining about, in that regard, China. They weren't complaining about other places. It's the European Union, and they have. Apple was again forced to pay $17 billion last year. So I think we're going to change that around. It's just not fair. We don't want that to happen to our companies. And you know, if somebody does that, we should be doing it to them. They've got to pay. Let them pay us. But you just can't do that to our companies. Yes.
Was Elon Musk invited to the dinner last night? I wanted to go down to the G20 real quick in Miami. You know South Florida very well. Many cities are being considered for the G20. Was this a hard decision, or did Miami just stand out to you?
It wasn't a hard, really. I mean, look, it's got the weather. We're in December, so it's, you know, cold in some places, and that's beautiful, too. Cold weather's nice. It's all nice, you know, depending on the city. But no, Miami really wanted it. The mayor really wanted it. The people down there really wanted it. You might just address that for a second, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, a conference of this kind does two things. Number one is it puts us on the global map with the great global cities, and I think that's something that we've been trying to achieve for a generation. And I think number two, it's a tremendous boom for your economy. I mean, as the president knows, he has, you know, multiple hospitality assets, and the working people of Miami, the small business owners, are going to benefit tremendously from the economic impact of a conference like this in our city. So it's an image thing, but it's also benefiting working people in our community.
Do you think Xi and Putin will attend the G20 there?
That's an interesting question. I'd love them to if they want to. I mean, they can, you know, as observers. They'd be observers. So I'm not sure they want to be an observer. But if they want to, we can certainly talk.
Can I ask you another Florida question? The vaccine mandates that were rolled back for school children. What do you think about that?
Well, I think we have to be very careful. Look, you have some vaccines that are so amazing. The polio vaccine, I happen to think, is amazing. A lot of people think that COVID is amazing. You know, there are many people that believe strongly in that. But you have some vaccines that are so incredible. And I think you have to be very careful when you say that some people don't have to be vaccinated. It's a very tough position. So I'd give you an answer. I'll give you a feeling. But just initially I heard about it yesterday, and it's a tough stance. Look, you have vaccines that work. They just pure and simple work. They're not controversial at all. And I think those vaccines should be used. Otherwise, some people are going to catch it, and they endanger other people. And when you don't have controversy at all, I think people should take it. Okay.
One more follow-up on your comments on the taxes. On the upcoming tax bill, are you discussing, do you want that new tax bill to eliminate inflation from calculating capital?
When you say the upcoming tax bill, because when you have an upcoming, we just passed the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, so there's nothing upcoming. There's something that we just passed. So we passed the biggest tax cut in the history of our country for the middle class. For the worker, and that's the only bill that we're really talking about. We did a good job. It's very comprehensive, and I will say the Democrats, if you gave them every point that they wanted, every point that they've dreamt of all their lives, you wouldn't get one Democrat vote. They really are. They've become deranged, sick. It's crazy. If you gave them a list of the top 10 things that the Democrats wanted and you put them in a bill to get passed, you wouldn't get one vote. It's the only thing they have. They stick together, but they're dying. I mean, they're down to 16% approval rating, the lowest rating in history for either party. And we have the highest rating we've ever had. The Republicans have the highest rating we've ever had.
On the National Guard, have you decided which city that you want to go into next?
Yeah, I have. I have. I'm not going to say it now, but yeah, I have. We're going to go into another place and straighten it out. And I will say this: I watched today. I didn't know that was continuing to go on, but Portland is unbelievable. What's going on in Portland? The destruction of the city. Well, I'm going to look at it now because I didn't know that was still going on. This has been going on for years. So we'll be able to stop that very easily. We'll be able to stop. But that was not on my list, Portland. But when I watched television last night, this has been going on. You wouldn't be standing if you were the mayor. You would be. Can you imagine what they're doing? They're walking in throwing smoke bombs into the store. These are paid terrorists. Okay. These are paid agitators. These are professional. I watched that last night. I'm very good at this stuff. These are paid agitators. They get paid money by radical left groups, not radical right groups, radical left groups. And they get paid a lot of money. And you see it with the signs. They all have perfect signs that are printed. They look as good as that sign. Those signs aren't made in basements. They're made at professional printing offices, and they cost a lot of money. These are paid agitators, and they're very dangerous for our country. And when we go there, if we go to Portland, we're going to wipe them out. They're going to be gone, and they're going to be gone fast. They won't even stand the fight. They will not stay there. They've ruined that city. I have people that used to live in Portland. They've left. Most of them have left. But what they've done to that place is it's like living in hell. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you for your statement before.
AP is reporting that you would be banning visas to delegations who will be attending the UNGA, the UN General Assembly, including Brazil. Your reaction on that, sir?
That who's banning them?
The Trump.
Well, we are talking about things. We're very upset with Brazil. We tariff them very high because of the fact that they're doing something that's, very unfortunate. I love the people of Brazil. We have a great relationship with the people of Brazil, but the government of Brazil has changed radically. It's gone very left. It's gone very radical left, and it's hurting Brazil very badly. They're doing very poorly, very, very poorly. So we'll see.
And are you ready to reset relations with India at this point?
I always will. I'll always be friends with Modi. He's great. Prime Minister. He's great. I'll always be friends, but I just don't like what he's doing at this particular moment. But India and the United States have a special relationship. There's nothing to worry about. We just have moments on occasion.
How are trade talks going with India and with other countries that you haven't reached a trade deal with?
They're going great. Other countries are doing great. We're doing great with all of them. We're upset with the European Union because of what's happening with not just Google, but with all of our big companies. They just hit them with these unbelievable fines, $17 billion and $14 billion. And they use that money to run Europe. It's almost become like common. It's almost become a yearly occurrence, like it's a tax. And so it's very unfair. I want to thank you all very much, and we'll see you around. We're going to see you in Florida, but we'll see you a little bit before that, I suspect. Okay?
Where are you coming for dinner?
Thanks, guys.
Well, I'll be having something good here. I'll be at the White House.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
अमरीकी सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप वाशिंगटन में व्हाइट हाउस में सहाफियों से गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। उन्होंने मुख्तलिफ सवालों के जवाब दिए। अमरीकी सदर ट्रंप ने कहा है कि भारत की जानिब से रूसी तेल खरीदना मायूस कुन है। हमने भारत पर 50% बड़ा टैरिफ लगाया है। अमरीकी महकमा दफा का नाम बदलकर महकमा जंग रखने की तकरीब से वो खिताब कर रहे थे। कहा, मौजूदा आलमी सूरत हाल के पेश नजर नया नाम ज्यादा मौजू है। महकमा जंग दुनिया को अमरीकी कुव्वत का पैगाम देगा। तिजारत और ताकत के जोर पर हमने दुनिया में 7 जंगें रुकवाई हैं। यूक्रेन से मुतालिक सिक्योरिटी मुआहिदा ज़ेर गौर है। यूक्रेन को सिक्योरिटी जमानत देने पर काम कर रहे हैं। हमास से संजीदा बातचीत कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने कहा, इसराइली यरगमालियों को रिहा न किया गया तो सख्त इकदाम किए जाएंगे। यरगमालियों पर एहतजाज ने इसराइल को पेचीदा पोजीशन में ला खड़ा किया है। अमरीकी सदर ने कहा कि वेनेजुएला के तैयारों ने अमरीकी बहरी जहाज के करीब परवाज की तो मार गिराएंगे।
I've been very disappointed that India would be buying so much oil, as you know, from Russia. And I let them know that. We put a very big tariff on India, 50% tariff, very high tariff. I get along very well with Modi, as you know. He's great. He was here a couple of months ago. I think I've gotten peace because of the fact that we're strong. If we weren't strong, those 7 deals I told you about, the 7 wars, a majority of them wouldn't have happened. They happened for 2 reasons: trade and our strength. Those are the 2 reasons. And probably strength may be more important than trade. So if I was very proud of all those wars. Those were wars that could not be settled, and I settled all of them. And we'll get the other one settled also. That'll get settled. But without the strength, we wouldn't have settled any of them.
आपको बराह रास्त लिए चलते हैं। गवर्नर सिंध कामरान खान पेसोरी गवर्नर हाउस में ईद मिलाद उन नबी की तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं।
सबको मदीने की हाजिरी नसीब फरमा दे। अल्लाह ताला इन सबको तेरे प्यारे रहमतुल आलमीन प्यारे नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की ज़ियारत नसीब फरमा दे। ये सब मदीने मुनव्वरा जाएं, वहाँ की गलियों में जाएं, दरबार में जाएं, रोज़ा रसूल पर जाएं और सलाम पेश करें। अल्लाह ताला हम सबका हामी और नासिर हो। 12 दिन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्लाह ताला की मदद से, प्यारे नबी करीम की शफ़क़त से हमने पहली रबी अव्वल से आज 12वीं शब तक ये स्टेज बनाया, मोहब्बत में सजाया, ताकि हम 15वां यौम विलादत मना सकें। कल से ख़वातीन के लिए, सिर्फ ख़वातीन के लिए गवर्नर हाउस के दरबार हाल में नाथवानी का 30 रबी अव्वल तक जारी और सारी रहेगा प्रोग्राम। जो हमारी बहनें, बेटियां, माएँ आना चाहें, उनके लिए गवर्नर हाउस के दरवाजे खुले हुए हैं। अल्लाह ताला हम सबको सिरात मुस्तकीम पर चलने की तौफीक अता फरमाए, आमीन। हमारी पार्टी के MNAs, MPAs, बाजियां मौजूद हैं। 12 दिन तक ये सब रोजाना आते रहे हैं। अल्लाह ताला इनके भी जो मसाइल हैं, चीजें हैं फैमिलीज की, उन्हें इनकी कबूलियत कर दे। हमारी तंजीमी जो पार्टी के तंजीमी वो है निगरां, वो सारे आते रहे हैं। हमारे जो COC के इंचार्ज हैं, वो अपनी पूरी तंजीमी कमेटी को लेकर रोजाना यहाँ आते रहे हैं, इंतजामात करते रहे हैं। जिसने यहाँ अपना हिस्सा डाला, चाहे वो स्टेज बनाने वाला हो, चाहे QTV ARY की जो हमारी ट्रांसमिशन है, वो हमारे तमाम जो चैनल्स वाले हैं, मीडिया के दोस्त हैं, तमाम मीडिया हाउसेस का गवर्नर हाउस।
गवर्नर सिंध कामरान खान पेसोरी गवर्नर हाउस में ईद मिलाद उन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। यहां लेंगे ब्रेक।
पंजाब काबीना के सबसे कम उम्र वजीर हैं। फैसला नवाज शरीफ ने किया या मरियम नवाज शरीफ?
ये फैसला मियां नवाज शरीफ साहब ने किया होगा। हर तरह की गाड़ी का मुझे शौक है, जिसकी वजह से मुझे डांट भी बहुत पड़ती है। 1 साल के बाद हम 17 लाख खानदानों में इंशाल्लाह ताला ये राशन कार्ड पंजाब के अंदर ये तकसीम कर चुके होंगे इंशाल्लाह ताला।
ये भी सुना है कि आपको महाना 1 करोड़ रुपया मिलता है जेब खर्च के लिए।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मलिक साहब से जितने मांगे वाले साहब दे देते हैं।
मुखालिफ भी हैं जो कहते हैं कि आप कब्जा ग्रुप हैं।
जब मुल्क का सबसे बड़ा काजी आपका होता साकिब निसार साहब, अगर कोई आया तो फिर उन्होंने साबित क्यों नहीं किया?
चेहरे पे क्या पसंद है?
बाल लंबे होने चाहिए और बाल काले होने चाहिए। मुझे कलर्ड बाल नहीं पसंद, मुझे छोटे बाल नहीं पसंद।
देखिए एक दिन जियो के साथ इतवार शब 7:05 सिर्फ जियो न्यूज पर।
But I'm really happy when you see almost $17 trillion will be invested in this country over the next few months, actually. We started from the day we came in. November 5th was a big day. It was Liberation Day in a lot of different ways. It's a lot of different forms of liberation. But what we really have is something that I don't think any country has ever had. We're going to have over 17 trillion, and that number is going to go much higher than that, invested in our country, and is being invested right now as we speak. We have factories from all over the world coming in. We have car plants that were stolen from us. We had 40%, 47% of our car industry stolen from us over the last 40 years. And I think the number is actually much higher than that. They say 47. I think it's a lot higher. It's all coming back. The AI plants are massive. Some of them cost $50 billion. We're allowing them to build electricity with their plant. Nobody ever heard of that before. They're built, and if we didn't do that, they couldn't hook into the grid. We wouldn't have AI. We're substantially leading China. China knows it. We're substantially, and most of those people were here. You know, you're the first ones on this great place. We call it the Rose Garden Club, and it's a club for senators, for congresspeople, and for people in Washington, and frankly, people that can bring peace and success to our country. And you're invited as congressmen. Mostly we have congressmen and senators tonight. Again, you know why you're first? Because it rained last night. I had the high-tech guys we're going to hear, and they didn't want to have rain on top of their beautiful heads. We had the highest IQ last night in the history of the world, and we took them inside. Because two reasons. Number one, I wanted you to be number one, and you were. They could have endured the little rain, but I wanted you to be number one. And I would say I would match IQ tonight here with what we had last night, meaning IQ of common sense and survival. Okay, I think you have a higher IQ in certain ways, let me tell you. But we had a great group last night, and they're investing tens of billions. They're investing trillions of dollars. Some of the companies are investing literally trillions of dollars in this great country of ours. So we've turned it around to a level. We were given a very bad hand. We had 25 million people allowed to come into our country, come in from mental institutions, prisons from all over the world, emptied their prisons out into this country. Drug dealers, drug addicts, we have everything. They were allowed to come in. Murderers, 11,788 murderers, 50% of whom killed more than one person during their life. They were allowed to come into our country by the Democrats and by Sleepy Joe. And that was a thing. Now, they had the worst inflation in history. We've got the inflation down, but inflation is nothing compared to what I just told you. To allow 25, I believe the real number is 25 million people into this country, many of whom should never have been allowed into this country. And we're doing a great job in getting them out. And we're getting them out by the thousands every month, every week in some cases. And one example is right over here, Washington, D.C. It was the most unsafe city anywhere in the country, our capital. And after 12 days, it became known as a safe city. And then after 2 more days, it's now one of the safest cities in the country, and people are going out to dinner. They're walking down the middle of the street. Women are walking by themselves alone, and they feel totally safe. And if you leave here right now, and if you walk back to wherever you happen to stay, you're going to feel totally secure, totally safe. We've done an incredible job, and we'll be doing that with other cities throughout the country. I mean, when you look at Chicago, we have a governor that says that things are okay with crime, except that last weekend, 11 people were killed and 68 people were wounded by gunshot. The week before, 5 people were killed, 28 people were wounded. The week before, 6 people were killed, 19 people were badly wounded. Many of the wounded are going to die. And he said, oh, well, we have a safe city. These people are sick. There's something wrong with them. But we're going to make some other choices pretty soon. I watched Portland, Oregon last night burning to the ground, just burning with people. And these are agitators. These are professional agitators. These are not people that are protesting. These are professional paid agitators. And they're paid by the left, not by the right. And we're going to stop them. We're going to stop it all. So we're pretty much, I don't think you can do much better than zero crime. They said crime is down 87%. I said, really? Who are the 13%? Okay, I don't think they exist. So we're so proud of because this is our nation's capital. Now we're going to be coming to you for a small amount of money. We're going to beautify Washington. We're going to fix the roads. We're going to fix the medians. We're going to clean up the place. We're going to put new grass in all the parks. You know, you don't know this. Grass has a life. Do you know that, Mike? Grass has a life like we have a life. It's so long. Guess what? It expired about 40 years ago in these parks. There's no grass on half of them. We're going to regrass them with the best guys in the country. We're going to grass them by people that do Augusta in Georgia, people that do the great golf courses of the world. We're going to have the most beautiful parks. We're going to fix the curbs. I noticed some of your curbs are broken. You know why? They're hitting them with a hammer so they can pick it up and throw it at the police. But not anymore. They're not. Not anymore. So we have the safest place, Washington, D.C., and we'll be going to other cities to help out. Preferably, we'd like to be asked. But in some cases, that just won't happen because there are people that don't understand the word ask, people that don't understand they're in trouble, or they're stupid. There's something wrong with them. But these are high crime areas, as high as there is in the world. You can go to Afghanistan. You can go to places that you think of are like unsafe. You're safer there than you are in Chicago at night. But we're going to make Chicago like this. We're going to make Louisiana. We have a great governor there. We're going to and a great, by the way, and a great speaker there. That's true. But we're going to come into New Orleans and we're going to make that place so safe. It's got a little problem right now, a couple of headaches, like murders, a lot of little murders going on, and we're not going to stand for it. And we're going to come in, we're going to clean it up. You're going to be safe within 2 weeks. That's going to be the safest place, just like this is the safest place. And then we'll be going elsewhere throughout the country. We're going to bring crime down because we can't have cities that are unsafe. I just want to thank you for everyone. This is a special group, and it is true. There's not one person in this audience that I had to call to ask for help, that we needed your vote. You're unbelievable people. That includes you, Jason. There's nobody that knows more about tax and money than that man right there. I'll tell you, there's nobody. It's true. And I'm saying that in front of a lot of television, Jason, so I can't ever take it back, but it's true. You do a phenomenal job. Mike, you surround yourself with, whether it's defense or anything else, I could name every single person here, and amazing. But you make my life easy. You trust me, you trust Mike, you trust leadership, you trust yourselves, and you don't make us make the call. One of you said, you know, I don't speak to the president much. I like the president, but I always vote for him. I don't want him to have to waste. I have people, and you know who they are, that I have to call, speak to them. James, is that right? For hours. Hours. I know they're going to vote for us, but I have to speak to them for hours. And it's brutal. And it's not like at 3 in the afternoon. It's like 3 in the morning, right? 3 in the morning. You hear that sound of the train? The train is safe now. We don't have to worry about it. Isn't that a beautiful? It's a much it's a much nicer sound now than it was 3 months ago. But so this is a very special group. And I say that with love for all those other people that have to work so hard, but they vote for us. They do vote for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. But you are the people that I called Mike. I said, we have to reward the people that I don't get to speak to that I like so much. Doc Ronnie. Where's Doc Ronnie? Unbelievable doctor. He was the doctor in the White House. He was a great admiral. And he's one of the most popular politicians in this country. He won his district by 50 points, but I think I won it by more. I don't. He's got one of the great districts. But Doc Ronnie, the reason I like him, he was a doctor, the White House. He took care of Bush, took care of Obama, took care of Trump. And the fake news right over here, they said to him, Doctor, could we ask you a question? Yes, what would you like? Who's the healthiest, Bush, Obama, or Trump? He said there's not even a contest. By far, the healthiest is President Donald J. Trump. I said, I love that guy. That guy is great. I'm sure that Bush and Obama don't feel the same way, but who the hell cares, right? But I want to thank you, Ronnie. You've been great in every way, and you've been a great congressman, and you're not a congressman that I had to call. I never had to call you at 2 in the morning to get your vote, did I, huh? But you're the same, and I just want to thank everybody. You're a special group of people, and you're the first people that I've had at the White House, at the Rose Garden, and it's an honor to have you. Now I want you to sit down, have a great meal. The food is seriously good. We'll say goodbye to the press, but it's an honor to have you. And actually, the press has been very good lately, except for one rumor that they spread. I did about 8 press conferences in a row, day after day after day. Then I missed one because I was in the Oval Office. And I also went out to a club because I had meetings at a club. And they saw that I was and the rumor started spreading, this horrible rumor that Trump is no longer with us. They said, and they said, I got to the club, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? The fake news was at it again. But because I missed one day of press conferences, so today I gave them about a 3-hour press conferences on changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Because, we won World War I, World War II, everything in between and everything in front of it. It was called Department of War. And then we went woke after the Second World War, incredible victory, and we said, let's change it to defense. And look, war means something. It means we're not going to have any problems. We don't want problems with people. And I've kept us out of wars. I've solved wars. But the way you solve wars is through strength. And that's what we are. We make the best equipment in the world. We have the best soldiers. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. We rebuilt it in my first term. As you know, we rebuilt it in our first term. And we have the greatest military. We gave some away to Afghanistan, which was not exactly good. That was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. That day in Afghanistan was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. And they kept military equipment, but fortunately it's a very small percentage compared to what it was. But the fact that they could keep any. But I just want to thank you all. You've been unbelievable. I'll be with you for the rest of my life. I will be with you, and you're going to be with me and with leadership. Mike, I want to thank you for being a great speaker. You've been really outstanding, and working with you has been an honor. And thank you. And congratulations on being #1. This is historic because you're #1 here, and this little circle, this little beautiful grouping of some of the finest stone in the world. This is, I think, going to go down as a very important place over the period of time for news conferences, for celebrations, for dinners, and we're going to...
अमरीकी सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप इस वक्त तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे और आपको बराह रास्त लिए चलेंगे। ईद मिलादुन्नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम पर नमाज फजर के बाद वफाकी दारुल हुकूमत में 31 और सूबाई दारुल हुकूमतों में 21 तोपों की सलामी दी जा रही है।